Ooh, hello there my fellow miners and crafters, Good Times with Scar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of Hermitcraft. We're flying through the deadlands here in the swamps, and in our last episode we transformed the landscape behind us for the FrankenScarian mansion into something overgrown. Something a little bit scary, and I think we succeeded at that, and it was such a fun experience doing a landscape because we have not done one for so long, and I was so glad that you guys also trusted me that we would transform this floating stone mansion into something real, something organic. And I thank you guys for trusting me on that, because we now have something beautiful here to show for all that work. We've got our plants and trees, we've got our light posts, we have the stone walkway that winds its way up to the top of the hill where we've got dead trees, and one of my favorite aspects of this entire landscape is the moss. That's right, it's the green carpet. It looks like moss. I live in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and it rains. And I mean, it rains every single day. So we have a lot of moss hanging around on the houses, the cars, even some of the people. So yeah, I just think it's kind of fun to kind of incorporate that into the landscape there. But in today's episode, we are going to transform the FrankenScarian mansion into a living, breathing, scary mansion with lightning rods, storms, and all sorts of other amazing stuff. But before we get to that, we need to head over to Cherry Island because I built a new farm over there over the weekend on a Twitch live stream. So let's go check a look at that check a look? I just invented a new word. It's called check a look. And we're gonna check a look at that brand new farm. Welcome back to Cherry Island, where I have an unquenchable thirst for sweet berries. Hence the reason we have a brand new sweet berry farm here in the factory, and it is nearly operational. It is identical to the one across the hall. I think this staircase leading up here is actually like 2 blocks wider for some reason, but other than that, it's about the same. So we've got the pigs in their movement chambers. We've got the plants planted, and they're pretty well evenly distributed with the lighting. So the lighting's all settled and ready to go. Well, I mean, there's torches everywhere, so we probably have to clean those up, but the lighting's good. It's keeping the plants alive. And down below is where we still need to work a little bit in just getting the redstone sorted out. So the tracks are installed. We just need to take the device that drops the berries down in the sender offer machine, and the sender offer machine will send it across the ceiling up here to our hello. Hello? Why is there a hole in my ceiling? That's a hole, right? Yes, that's a hole. I don't know why there's a hole in my ceiling, but it's driving me crazy. I need to fix that. Anyway, so once we've piped our sweet berries all the way across the ceiling, and that will go into our storage array, and that will double our ability to harvest redstone from our villagers, which is going to be absolutely amazing, because in our last episode, this is how much redstone we got done in an hour. Could you even imagine how much we'll be able to get with that unlimited amount of sweet berries? It is going to be amazing. So I just flew over here to fix the roof, and do you guys notice that something's missing here? Right? Something tall, something made of very expensive components. Mumbo's tower is gone. His chorus fruit farm, that was that massive tower that stuck up into the air here, it's gone. No, we were gonna buy that from him, and I had such a fun little secret plan for it. Dang it, you know what? I told him, Mumbo, could I buy that? And he said sure, but I didn't follow up with him again because I know he's so busy all the time, and I should have sent him another message. Dang it. Also, hello, Diamond Box. How are you? This looks like a Demise trap, honestly. Diamond's coming soon, but it didn't look like you could finish the box. You're missing 2 there. With that, I went around the factory and kind of cleaned it up. We've been working so hard here that there is just mess everywhere, broken blocks, ice that was melting, things along those lines. So I cleaned all those up and also brought the foxes into the sweetberry farm here so they can start getting acclimated to their new home. But with that, we are off because we need to work on the FrankenScarian mansion. And we'll be back to this factory eventually to complete all the other farms soon. So what we need to work on now with the mansion is completing the back side of the rock work and also the back of the house, which is incomplete, and that needs to change. So let's hit super fast build mode. end of super fast build mode, and we've got the back section of the house complete along with the rock work, and it is good to finally have a backside of the house. Also, I've been doing a bit of squid hunting, as you can tell by the amount of squid heads that we have, and I'll assure you I have no hatred for the squids, but nothing but love, especially for the ink, because ink is one of the highest commodities here on the server. It is just so valuable, especially when you need so much for dark prismarine. And I'll assure you this, I don't plan on ever, what in tarnation? I can't fly. What in the world? I am a frog leaping from lily pad to lily pad. More like a deranged frog of the swamp. What on earth? I don't even know what just happened. But as I said, I got this area done here, but what we're going to need is a whole lot more of that squid ink, because we are going to expand the back of the house now that this is all done, so that we can accommodate the laboratory and of course the lightning tower. So I gotta go head back underwater and look for more squid. Back from the depths of the sea. No, 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 Mr. Creeper, leave me alone. Everything is trying to kill me right now. That was some quick reflexes there. I'm very pleased with that because, well, one of these creepers did blow up just a few minutes ago and blew up my chest full of shulker boxes, but hopefully kind of cleaned that up. But like I was trying to say before, the Enderman and the creeper, I'm back from the depths of the sea with 15 more squid heads here. And honestly, I was just there for the squid heads at this point. Look at this. Look at this. I am a squid assassin. Oh, I love it. I love how many I have of these things. We've got all of these squid heads because we have a ton of black dye there. And let's see, put some in there. Beautiful. So we should have enough to complete. I don't have any rockets this time. Now I've got some rockets, and what we're going to be doing is working on the backside, as I said before. So we are going to expand the house following the lines of that window right there, and we're going to send that all the way back. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a massive tower on the back of the house, and that is going to be the lightning rod, where the lightning comes in and helps resurrect the dead. So this is going to take a little bit of work. So let me get those supplies together and start building. Welcome back, and as you can see behind us, we've got ourselves a layout for the back half of the house. And I think that's looking really nice. And once we swoop around, you can see that it looks like a barn layout. It does look a little bit like a barn, but I like it. And so what we need to do is of course we need to add the walls so that it goes down to the ground, and then work on how we're gonna lay out the tower for this. So looking at this particular spire, it gave me a bit of inspiration because this looks a little bit like an upside down ice cream cone. So this one over here is going to be more dome shaped. So the overall tower is going to kind of straddle the sides of this particular layout of the roof, and then it will poke up just a little bit around there. It'll kind of dome out, and then it'll have the lightning rod attached to the side. So the theme is that this was a very, proper house, all well laid out, looking nice. But then the doctor, the mad scientist of the house, is starting to do some experiments down in the basement, and that's why this lightning tower is going to be kind of like attached to the side, as if it was like cords and cables were all just kind of like strung up around the side. And yeah, I think it'll kind of look fun and a little haphazard, and that's kind of the general theme of a mad scientist. So let's see if we can make this happen. The tower is now installed here on the FrankenScarian mansion, minus the lightning rod. I must have tried about 4 or 5 different designs for the lightning rod to kind of create that crazy mad scientist design, as if Doc Brown himself was on a ladder, climbing to the very top here, tacking cable and stuff like that to the side here. And honestly, it looked like garbage. And I think in Minecraft, very organic shapes like that can go awry very quickly, and you really have to thread that needle absolutely perfect to make it feel right. And it didn't. And I'm just gonna say, we're not gonna go with that. We're gonna change it up. We're gonna make something different. And I have another design for a lightning rod tower that's gonna be even better than before, and I'm really happy with it. Ah, that delightful Cub fan. He found 2 dragon heads for the trophy room because I searched high and low for any. Excuse me, can you just leave me alone? Thank you. Wow, he actually stopped. Wow, he's gonna turn around. Oh my gosh, I scared Bob away. That's right. That's right, Bob saw these muscles and he was like, not gonna mess with that guy. Oh, that's awesome. Anyway, we got the heads, which is perfect because False and Grion have fallen and met their demise. Made it up to the second floor here of the dead quarters, and this is our trophy room that we built in our last episode. I also marked out where all the different Dragon Bro heads are going to go. Now, of course, Iskall, the original Dragon Bro, has a special pedestal right there, but let's start with Grion here. Bam! Okay, that was very anticlimactic. Not all of them worked. That is really disappointing. I think like one actually fired with particles. Okay, that was a bit of a failure. Let's do take 2 with False. Okay, oh, wait. They fired, but there was no particles. This is a hugest fail. Oh my gosh. That is super disappointing. I'm just gonna walk out of here and shame and sadness. Well, don't know how to quite say this, but in my sadness and failure, I fell to my death down this very poorly designed elevator shaft. I'm still at a loss how bad that trophy room was. Say something nice about it in the comments. It'll make me feel a lot better. Ah, well. We're just gonna put all that behind us and get to work because we got some amazing building to do here, and I'm quite excited about this because this will truly make the FrankenScar mansion come to life. We're going to build our tower leading into the sky for the lightning to strike, and from that we are, I swear I saw somebody standing up there and there is nobody online. That truly is a haunted house. But like I said, we're going to build lightning, a cloud. We're going to ageify this build. Oh, it's going to be amazing. And the best way to do this, as always, my friend, is... Are you serious? I literally have got no words for this at this point. Just hit super fast build mode and let's get this cloud a-rolling. As we jump into super fast build mode, I thought we'd have a little conversation. It has been quite some time since we've talked over a time lapse, and as we're building out the lightning tower, I wanted to talk about Minecon. Prior to Minecon, I was uploading 2 videos a week. We were getting live streams on the weekend, and after Minecon, there was a break from videos because of my dang health, and that has just been a reoccurring theme over and over since Minecon, and I finally, last week, achieved 2 videos a week. I was super proud. I had, you know, live streams that weekend, and then I nailed 2 videos and then followed that up with 2 streams over the weekend. And after that, my body was done. It was, you pushed this body scar far here and I'm shutting you down. Literally, my body just shut down. I could barely move for 3 days in bed. And it's just the most frustrating thing. This is mainly just me ranting, by the way. But you know what? It's super frustrating because I've arranged for a vacation for my family. Kind of a thank you for what my parents do for me, for my brother kind of taking me to Minecon, to Minefair, to all these different destinations. And I just really didn't want this to happen at this time. Like, this was a terrible time. But once again, like, people ask, how do you kind of cope with things like this? And the biggest coping mechanism that I have is it always can be worse. I could not be making a video today. I could maybe not even be able to go on this trip. I'm gonna go at this trip about 50% of what my usual strength is, but I am gonna go anyway. So you just kind of have to put things in perspective. And as what my swim coach told me long ago, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. And I cannot agree with that more. When I was a kid, I was like, are you serious? Come on, can we just get in the pool? Can I go off the diving board? No, you're not gonna let me dive off the diving board? Fine, this is the worst. But as I've gotten older, I realize how important that is to fully embrace that. When things happen to you, it's how you react to it, is how your life and your perception of everything is unfolded. So just a little advice from me. 90% of life is how you react to it. Something to live by. End of super fast build mode, and we've got ourselves one gigantic thundercloud with lightning and all sorts of other spooky things up there. I kind of wish it was lightning and raining right now to really showcase the spooky and sinister nature of the cloud, but honestly, I think it overshadows this happy and sunny day here on Hermitcraft because that thing definitely has a bit of power to it, and we'll take that power of that lightning and send it into the resurrection chamber that we're gonna build in the house to, well, resurrect me because, well, I'm tired of being dead and cold. So that is what we're going to do eventually. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. Now, there's definitely some places that I want to fix. The first thing is to incorporate a little bit more of the gray glass into the darker regions of the cloud, just to kind of brighten it up just a little bit so it's not so dark all the way across. I think it'll add a little bit more natural feel to it. And I'd also, as we float along the lightning bolts here, I want to add a bit more white glass to them to add a bit more highlight, just so it kind of breaks up a little bit of the yellow. And then down at the lightning rod, I'd like to add something at the very tip of the lightning rod to look like once the lightning is hitting it, it's kind of sparking and adding a little bit of energy to the build. Ow! I think that would be something cool to add just a little bit more kinetic energy to the build. And as for the backside over here, it needs more work, but I'm actually out of glass. This build has not only taken me 6 hours, but I've burnt through all the glass that I have. So I need to go gather more and smelt more. And I cannot believe I'm saying that again. Let's try not to die 3 times this time. How about that? These poor, unfortunate souls. Poor squids. Anyway, we've got ourselves 2 boxes of shiny, crystal clear glass ready to be built into the cloud there to refine it a little bit more, to work on the strike at the lightning rods. We take maybe some orange glass and add little sparks coming out of it. I think it'll look really cool. And then moving on to our waterfall that will go along here, made out of glass. The color, I do not know what color we're going to make it out of yet, so I need to think about that. And I think I'll name this waterfall Chicken Falls, after that daredevil of a chicken there hanging on the cliff. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to be good. Another thing I do want to try to do real quick is just to see if there's any aging that we could do to the house, just to kind of add a little bit more weathering, a little bit of rustic flair to it. So let's see what we can do about that. That was a lot of fun to ageify the FrankenScarian mansion here, to add a little bit of rustic nature to it. And as we land on the roof like a Santa Claus, you can see all sorts of little details. We got moss kind of growing in the cracks, plants growing in the holes of the eaves. The cobblestone there kind of acts as the structure of the roof line, and the tiles have kind of pulled away, revealing that. So I think that looks really fun. Where's my favorite little part of this, man? Oh, there it is. I love this little hole in this portion of the roof. We got the sky poking through and just a little bit of moss accumulating in the hole there. So yeah, that's my favorite hole in the entire roof line. But this was fun, very relaxing. There's just something about tearing things apart that is very, very relaxing. And I could go another hour and a half on this, but I want to move on to another area of the roof. And that is the lightning rod, and I want to make the sparks coming off there, but scaling it correctly is going to be a challenge. So let me do some tests and see if we can make this happen. Working on the sparks right now, coming off of the lightning rod for where it's striking, and this is a challenge in perspective, in trying to make something be a little bit more forced perspective. And I think that's one of the current challenges that I'm working on in Minecraft. Like sometimes I try to kind of work on my skill in lighting or color or something like that. At the moment, it is totally perspective of builds. It's so important to kind of master that kind of perspective design where things look bigger or even look smaller than they really are using forced perspective. And that's kind of what we're doing right now. Forced perspective is something you can really find in, say, like a Disney park, right? Almost everything is scaled in a forced perspective way so that things look much, much bigger than they really are. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. And the reason it's tough is because this block is a spark, but it's also the same width as the lightning. So just trying to kind of scale it up with little bits of panes here and there. I think we'll get there. It just literally is a pain. Welcome back, and we together have completed the exterior of the FrankenScarian mansion, and look at this place at night, lit up with the strike of the lightning on the tower. The exterior of the house now a little bit more dilapidated, and honestly, like, to see this all come together after a crazy image when this whole Demise game started, where I wanted to build a resurrection chamber, and I'm like, let's theme it to Frankenstein. Let's have lightning striking the tower, sending the energy into the chamber where the resurrection takes place. And it literally brings like a tear to my eye. Like, this is how much I love design, how much I love Minecraft, and to see an idea that you formulated in your mind like a month or more ago come to fruition. There's nothing better, and that's why I love Minecraft so much. And as we walk up to the FrankenScar mansion, everything comes together. The walkway, everything is designed in a way to enhance the experience. And what I mean by that is, as you can see, when I'm walking up here, the first sight you get is the tower, and then once you kind of round the bend here, you kind of see the landscape, the dead trees, and you look over the side and you can see the swamp and the chickens roaming around that make no sense, but that's okay. And look down here and realize I still haven't built that waterfall, and I feel like a failure. That's right, if you made it to the end of the video here, hashtag Scar's a failure, because I still have not got that waterfall done, but I will get it done. But yeah, I am more than pleased with the way this came out, and I very much hope that you guys have enjoyed the exterior, because in our next episode, we move to the interior to build the laboratory and the interior of the mansion. But my friends, until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really push you guys, take the time to watch the videos. If you believe the video deserves a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later, and don't forget to subscribe, because you may just become scarred for life.